And then, does your organization measure the impact of divorce on employee burnout? The emotional stress related to this painful life situation is not just a temporary difficulty. It settles in, it drags on, and it gradually erodes the mental and physical health of the employee. Constant anxiety, depression, sleep disorders, and emotional exhaustion eventually affect this person's ability to work, their energy, and their commitment. The impact is not only visible on productivity, it also affects the overall health of the individual, which can lead to prolonged absences or even repeated sick leaves. The human and financial cost for the company then becomes significant. In 2020, 60% of people going through a divorce or separation in a professional organization reported they were working much less because they were so affected by stress. The fifth consequence is that employees lose priorities, energy, and commitment. During divorce, projects become secondary to personal concerns. This leads to disengagement, lack of initiative, and investment in company goals. The projects that were once sources of motivation become secondary in light of personal concerns. And this loss of motivation will translate into a gradual disengagement, a lack of initiative, and then a lack of investment in the company's goals. In the medium term, this impacts not only individual performance, we agree on that, but also the group dynamics, with consequences for the overall effectiveness of the team and the achievement of goals. 79% of those same people reported a significant impact on their ability to work. And finally, the sixth point, let's not forget the impact on company culture and talent retention. Companies that ignore the emotional impact of divorce on their employees risk seeing their company culture deteriorate. Employees who feel misunderstood or neglected during such a difficult time can quickly lose their trust in the organization. This lack of support isn't limited to the emotional aspect. It also affects loyalty and talent retention. Employees who don't find a supportive and understanding work environment during a crisis are much more likely to look elsewhere for opportunities where they feel supported and valued. They actually account for an average of 40% of your turnover rate. And if you needed any more convincing about the consequences of emotions related to divorce or separation, here are some figures that speak for themselves. The estimated cost for a company for an employee with an average annual salary of 41,600 euros is 40,400 euros per year in direct and indirect losses. 4,400 euros per year in direct and indirect losses. And finally, the emotional tensions related to divorce increase the risk of burnout by 30% among the affected employees. These figures highlight an undeniable reality. Divorce, although it seems to belong to the private sphere, has tangible and profound repercussions on the business. In the face of these invisible and devastating consequences for the professional organization, it is crucial to understand that the company has a fundamental role to play. Not only can it mitigate the negative effects of divorce on its employees, but it can also become a true support player, helping its employees navigate this ordeal with more serenity, resilience, and effectiveness. And in return, the company always comes out stronger, with more loyal, more engaged, and more productive employees. So, in light of this observation, there are solutions. The first obvious solution is to offer emotional support. The European Divorce Alliance offers tailored solutions to help employees process their emotions, gain perspective on their situation, and adopt a more rational approach to their personal challenges. These programs help reduce the impact of stress, anxiety, and depression related to divorce, while supporting employees in their process of personal reorganization. They are extremely helpful in allowing the affected employees to move forward more quickly. But you also need to provide practical tools to organize the divorce. A successful divorce is a divorce that is organized. This means that the company can provide its employees with practical tools to help them structure this transition period, such as legal and administrative support services that will assist them in navigating this new maze of legal procedures and the complex, difficult decisions tied to this painful situation. It could also be considered to provide them with a guide on the urgent first actions to take in such situations to allow for better organization from the start and thus avoid the consequences of hasty decisions made under the weight of these emotions. Providing such resources shows that the organization cares about the well-being of its employees and helps them make informed decisions, not just for their personal future, but also for their professional future. You also need to support this decision-making with personal rebuilding. Divorce is not just an emotional challenge, it's also a time for rebuilding. And this rebuilding needs to be supported. Employees going through separation have to make many important decisions, both personally and professionally, as you can understand. How to manage finances, how to manage the family, what should they keep for the children, how to reorganize their daily life. And then there's the professional aspect, the working hours. Decisions about changes within your organization or how they will position themselves on new projects are always extremely delicate choices to make during these times. And the professional organization must provide concrete solutions to help make these decisions, ensuring that they are thoughtful and aligned with the needs of everyone involved, including the concerned employee as well as your own needs. By providing appropriate support, the company allows its employees to regain confidence in their choices, eliminate uncertainties, and look forward to the future with peace of mind. These supports are essential to prevent employees from being paralyzed by doubt or confusion, or worse, regret, which could harm their professional performance. In my opinion, the professional organization must also establish a culture of support that allows employees to feel understood and supported. This will involve training managers to identify signs of stress and emotional exhaustion, but more importantly, to know how to respond appropriately. Managers need to be trained to recognize the specific needs of employees during divorce or separation, and to provide them with a safe and confidential space to talk. Such an approach creates an environment where employees feel supported and can balance their professional and personal responsibilities in a more harmonious and supportive manner. Finally, it's essential to firmly establish personalized follow-up and an individualized action plan. Every divorce situation is unique, and each employee has specific needs. The professional organization can offer individualized and confidential assistance and support based on each employee's circumstances, such as their personal and work-related challenges. This follow-up will ensure that the employee goes through this period calmly and effectively regains their emotional and professional balance. I want to emphasize that an employee who receives support can regain emotional balance in 2 to 3 months, whereas it could take them years if they were left to fend for themselves. Here's a small part of the solutions you could adopt as part of your workplace mental health strategy, especially since these invaluable aids for your employees come at no direct cost to the company. They fit perfectly within the framework of employee assistance programs, or EAPs, which are certainly already in place in many organizations. And these programs are designed to support your employees during difficult times. They can be mobilized to provide concrete and tailored solutions in the face of a divorce. By using the resources of the EAP, you maximize the impact of your HR policy while preserving your budgets. This simple adjustment in the use of existing tools can turn a crisis situation into an opportunity to demonstrate the company's key role in the well-being of its employees. Supporting your employees through this emotional transition isn't just a good practice. It's a vision for the future of your company. By providing structured support, you're not just resolving a crisis. You show your teams that even in the toughest times, they are not alone. And you build a culture where people are at the heart of performance. Imagine an organization where every employee, even in the face of adversity, knows they can count on their company to move forward. An organization where personal crises do not become professional handicaps, but rather springboards for increased resilience. Remember this: an organized divorce is a successful divorce, and a supported employee is one who comes back stronger, calmer, and more determined. What you do today for them not only shapes their future, but also that of your company. So together, let's make this vision a new reality. Thank you